am here to talk to you today about what to do if a student comes to you with suicidal ideations, or if you have a student referred to you for saying some sort of suicidal ideation. I am a K-2 emotional support teacher, so unfortunately on a daily basis I deal with students coming to me saying that they don't want to be around anymore, or that when they get home they're just going to kill themselves and they hate their home lives and there's no reason to live. So unfortunately, like I said, I have to deal with a lot of it, so this hits home, unfortunately, too often. So basically what happens in the steps that we take is I, number one, make sure that I tell the school counselor and I tell the school psychologist and the building principal, and make sure everybody's involved and make sure everybody knows that this is, what's happening. And the next step is that I go with them to who's ever available to talk with. And our hopes is that the school counselor or the school psychologists are there to talk with them, but sometimes it's the building principal, just so we have some sort of documentation that we spoke with the child about it. So when we get in there, sometimes I like to just talk with them in general, making sure that they feel comfortable talking with somebody about the situation. And whether it's myself or somebody else I feel comfortable with, I always make sure that there's a staff in there or a teacher in there that they feel comfortable talking around, because no one wants to be in a situation where you kind of feel targeted, or you kind of feel that nobody's there to support you, and that's not what we want. We want to make sure that we're supporting our students to the best of our ability to make sure that they're able to express how they're feeling. So I like to start off when I'm talking with my students about just how was your day, or how are things going, what's new, and kind of get them just interested in something else besides the conversation that we're going to have, because it's a pretty in-depth conversation and it's real. And I think sometimes for them, they need that break from reality. They need that sense of okay, life's still normal even though I've made these comments or I've said these things. So once we kind of go through that and just basically see how everything's going, then then we get into the questions of so I heard you made some comments about not wanting to be around, or I heard you made a comment about the plan to do this when you get home. Is there anything that's changed at home? Is there anything that's changed at school? Is there a certain reason why you are having these thoughts? And just kind of get on their level and make them feel that it's not something that they need to be ashamed of. It's definitely something that we want them to talk about. So the more that we can support them, the better everything, the better it's going to be for everybody. So if we kind of go down through our list of all the questions that we have to, that we ask of, do you feel safe at home? Do you feel safe at school? Are you not sleeping enough? Is there anything going on? Is just trying to keep the questions generic as possible, not get too in depth on maybe prodding into questions that saying, because I know personally some of my kiddos that I know have abusive, I'm sorry, that's my child, I know have abusive parents, and so sometimes even though I know that things are happening like that at home, I can't straight up say, oh, I know your dad, you showed me the bruises today, I know your dad beat you last night and that's why you're having these thoughts. I try not to bring that up, because that just opens up a whole new I don't want to say can of worms as whatever, but it just brings a whole new emotions for them, and that's something that yes, it's an underlining factor of it, but I really want to get to the heart of what, why now? Why are we just right now having these suicidal ideations, and why are we making comments about what's going on with them at home? So after we kind of go through those questions, the normal questions with them, just assessing basically if we think it's something that we need to take a step further with. Sometimes some of our students, they say these comments because they know that it'll get them the help that they need, but they know when to stop. They know when enough's enough. They know when CYS is going to get involved, and they know when they have to, school-based, our mental health professionals within our school, they know when they'll come down and talk with them. So it just depends on, we do our risk assessment and we do our threat assessment, and we state whether, did the student, is is he or she really planning on doing this when they get home? Like, do we have concrete evidence that they told us this is the plan? When I get home, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm leaving a note, and I'm whatever. Or is it more of like, I hate my home life, so therefore I'm saying that I don't want to be here anymore because my home life is bad. And obviously that's something we're going to look into, and we get CYS involved if it is abusive, home life, or somebody is abusing them, or verbally, physically, emotionally, somehow we make sure we get those involved. So if they aren't, if it's just something that has come up and it's maybe like a school issue we can work on by using our school-based mental health that is there every day, and having the student maybe go to them weekly or daily, first start off daily and just basically just talk to them, just build a rapport with them, and just kind of keep tabs on them, just make sure that everything's going well, and obviously having CYS check up on the situation at home. But if it does come down to it, and we do realize that, we did a risk assessment, and then we found out that somebody is actually going to be attempting, that this is, we've had it in school where we couldn't find a girl, and we did our risk assessment, and then a couple weeks later she was trying to cut her wrist in the bathroom. So she was gone for 20 minutes, and we did our whole protocol about trying to find the student. We finally found her. We went on lockdown, and she was trying to cut her wrist in the bathroom. And from there we definitely got mental health involved, and we made sure that she was never alone after that. Once she got back, she went and did the whole hospitalization, and she got treatment, and her parents were involved, and the school was involved. We made sure everybody was keeping tabs on each other and keeping open communication to make sure that when she transferred back into school, that we knew the steps and procedures that we needed to take to make her feel comfortable back at school. And I guess just all in all, that if you ever feel, or if you ever think, no matter how small, a student may make a comment just as simple as, I don't want to be here anymore, or I hate my life and I wish I was dead. You have to take those seriously, because sometimes those little comments can really make turn into something huge, turn into, like I said, like 2 weeks later, some girl, she was in the bathroom and trying to cut her wrists, and it came from a small risk assessment that we did, that we knew the background on her, and we were keeping tabs on her, and some little comment turned into something big. So I guess I would just say that making sure that you know your students, make sure you build that rapport, and making sure that you follow with those risk assessment procedures. All right, thank you.